All right, all right. What's going on, party people? This your man Grill. All right, we're gonna get right on into this here. Like, share, comment, subscribe, pop, lock, do whatever you gotta do. Let's get this video out there. I need everybody to like this video. This is gonna help people, okay? This is really gonna help people, okay? Notary instructions. I share this stuff with y'all all the time. Y'all think I'm playing out here. Y'all think I'm just making up stuff. You think I'm trying to keep people from making money, all that. No, I'm telling you, our job is simple in this business. We're there just to witness signatures. Now, I've always shared with y'all, we're there just to witness signatures as well as make sure they, sign the documents correctly. A little tired. Thoughts got a little confused there. But the main thing that we do, we notarize signatures. The question comes up all the time. What do I do if I don't see a notarial certificate on the document? What about this document doesn't have a notarial certificate? With the loan closing documents, they pre-print the document, the notarial certificate on there. If there isn't a notarial certificate on there, there's a high chance they don't want that document notarized. If you're in doubt, ask. However, if every single time you see a document without a notarial certificate, and you're like, well, should I notarize this? Should I notarize that? If they want the document in the loan package notarized, they will put a notarial certificate with it. If you happen to see an affidavit without a notarial certificate of some sort, feel free to ask them, hey, do you want this here notarized? Because affidavits typically have yes, notarized. They might have made a mistake and forgot. But not every single page in there that has a signature on it requires the signature to be notarized. Okay. Now, whether you want to go forward and believe that or not, that's up to you. And you want to sit here and freak out and spaz out, that's up to you. But I'm telling you, just many other people will tell you, every single document in a loan package does not need to have the signature notarized, period. If it does, you will see the notarial certificate on there. Now, this is the second time I've seen this set of instructions, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But the reason why they have them in there is because people aren't following it. People aren't doing what the instructions. They're going opposite of what these instructions are saying. They're acting like they don't know what the heck to do. And the bottom line is simply this: whenever there's a notarial certificate on your document that does not meet your state requirements, you swap it out. You change it. Now, in here that's highlighted, I'm gonna point out something that is only specific for them. It might not be specific for everybody else. You might not need to do this for other companies. But if you get a closing with these set of instructions in there, you follow these instructions. All right. So go this way. So this says notary public instructions. You must, prior to the closing, carefully review the notarial certificate on each document contained in this loan document set that requires notarization to ensure that the notarial certificate included in each document in each such document meets the requirements of the laws of the state in which the document will be executed, not recorded, executed, meaning signed. So the state in which that document is being signed in, that is the execution of it. The notarial certificate has to follow the state rules. In the story. Again, going back to the other video that we did about notarizing out of state documents. Okay. And this is a document that I wanted to bring up during that time, but I couldn't remember where I put it at in my file. I finally found it. So you have to follow the state guidelines of the state in which the document is executed. Then it goes on to say, and this part here that's highlighted is specific to them. It says, if it does not meet such requirements, please strike through the notarial certificate included in the document on a separate add on a separate page, if necessary, a notarial certificate that meets the requirements of the state in which the document will be executed. Now, the part in yellow, that is only if you see this here document in there. I would not suggest that you go around just lining through notarial certificates when you swap them out. I would highly suggest that you ask the people who you are doing the closing for, do you want me to do this because it doesn't meet the state requirements for my state? If they say yes, then you do it. If they say no, you don't. You can even ask them, do you mind me writing see attached on there? If they say yes, then you do it. If they say no, you don't. And if you're unwilling to ask them, then get out of this business because you got to stop this thing of, well, I don't want them to know that I don't know. Ask them the question. Just take the time out and ask them or stop doing this business, period. But again, a notarial certificate that meets the requirements of the state in which the document will be executed. So, whatever state that document is being executed in, execution means signed and read through and all of that stuff. So, that document is being done in Florida, in Georgia, or whatever. Then you have to follow the laws for notarization in that state. Then it goes on, it says here, note that in every case, the documents requiring notarization must be physically executed in your presence. So that tells you this is talking about when it says execution about you and them being together in your state, not about where it's getting recorded. People think, oh, when the document gets recorded, that's the execution of it. It is not. The execution of the document is when you and that person meet and y'all sign it right then and there, not when it goes back to the other state and then it gets recorded. That is not the execution of it. That is the recordation of it. Learn your words. It is your responsibility to ensure that the notarial certificate used in each document you notarize meets the applicable state laws, to include any unofficial witnesses requirements required by the state in which the document will be executed. In addition, if the document to be notarized contains one or more signature lines for witnesses, it is your responsibility to ensure such witnesses are present for the execution of the document, that they affix their signatures to the document, and that their respective names are clearly and legibly typed or printed underneath their respective signatures. And this is the company that put the document together. Now, that last part there, that last paragraph, that depends on what your state does. In Virginia, we have witness lines that sometimes are on closing documents, but there's no witness required. So you got to follow your state guidelines still, as to whether or not you're going to bring witnesses. If your state doesn't require witnesses, then you don't have to worry about that. But again, take time out, clarify, make sure, and you'll be good to go. But the most important part is, for me, is this top part that's telling us, as well as the first paragraph, the first sentence or so in this bottom one, it is our responsibility to make sure the notarial certificate is correct in accordance with our state law. So that should put to bed this here question about, well, do it the way Florida says. Florida says you have to do it their way. No, I do not. I do not have to fill out a notarial certificate the way Florida says. I have to do it in accordance with my state laws. Now, if what they want me to do doesn't violate my state laws, like checking the box that says it was done in person and not online, okay, cool. But too many people are coming and acting like you can't notarize a document with your certificate for your state. It has to be with theirs, with the state where it's going to be recorded at, with their with underneath their guidelines and rules. Now, this next one is set of instructions, or I mean, the scope of services. Now, let's read this scope of services. It says the notary has been engaged to provide notary services in the form. Let me zoom this in just in case y'all having a hard time. There we go. It says the notary has been engaged to provide notary services in the form of authenticating and witnessing the signature of the closing documents only. Ain't saying nothing about explaining or guiding or answering or pointing to anything. Authenticating and witnessing the signatures of the closing document only. So that's all you're doing. Authenticating, okay, that is the right person that's here. That's the right signature. I'm watching them. They sign, and that's it. Then it goes on and says the notary is prohibited. Okay, it's telling us we are prohibited from selling, soliciting, or negotiating insurance. And see, this is key because there are some Maryland signing companies that will say you Virginia notaries have to explain title insurance because their notaries have the tip license to do it. Virginia notaries don't, and then they try to make us do something that we're not legally allowed to do, and they're not willing to accept the fact that we can't do it. So it says that we can't do that. Then it says this prohibition, I don't know, includes discussing any terms or premiums associated with title insurance or other insurance that may have been issued in connection with the closing or otherwise. The notary is prohibited from offering advice, counsel, guidance related to the closing documents. So you say, well, that was talking about title insurance, but what about the rest? No, this is the rest. Anything dealing with that document, we cannot say anything about. Should the buyer, purchaser, or refinance party have any questions regarding the title insurance issued for the subject property or the closing document? So it's letting you know you got the title insurance and then you got the closing documents, which is covering everything else. Such questions should be referred to the title producer. So I don't know what else you need to be told, shown, shared with. It's clear. It's clear. What am I thinking? Yeah, here we go. It is clear. I'm tired, but I'm going to push through this thing. It is clear what our role is. If anybody is telling you anything else, you need to question them as to why you're telling me to do that when this is what I'm supposed to do. Again, I've never had a signing company directly tell me, "Oh, well, you." And the reason why I say that, and I explain why. I've never had a signing company come out and basically directly tell me that it is your job to explain the documents, guide them, ensure that they understand what they're signing, this, that, and the other, to answer questions concerning what's the interest rate, what's this, what's that, what's my taxes, and all that. I've never been told that by a signing company. Never. Not directly. The only time that happened was I asked the signing company, is this what they expect out of us? Because I kept hearing people complaining that they were struggling on that and they didn't understand how to explain the document. So I asked one signing company just randomly, and they was like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's what we expect you to do. And I'm like, and they didn't even say it confidently. No one else has ever told me that that is the expectation. No one. I've never had a signing company. Well, there's a couple. There's Florida ones, but I really had never had anyone tell me that. Okay. I never had a title company tell me that. Most definitely never had a title company tell me that. Again, I'm tired. That's why I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I remember this one time. So one, even them, they never told me directly. They talked about it in training and all of that, but they never gave me anything in writing saying that I had to do it or tried to bind me to doing it like you better do this or you don't get paid. Never had a signing company do that. Anybody. Never had a title company, never had a lender. So then the question becomes who's telling me to do this? These trainers, mentor coaches, they're the ones telling me to do this. Why are you telling me to do this? Because it makes you money. That's really the bottom line. So I'm like, okay, if that's making you money, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, is that something I really need to be doing? And if it says that and if I'm not, then why am I doing it? So this is where we're at, people. So I don't know again what else to say. I've shared it, I pointed it out, and I'm gonna make a bold statement. Do not contact me about, and this is where people start hitting the thumbs down because people don't like it when I say these statements. They didn't like it when I said before about don't call me. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm being clear with this, and I'm trying to, and I'm not trying. I'm going to stay within the confines of my state laws. If you want to explain the documents, go figure it out yourself. Do not call me asking me to teach you that or asking me how did what do I need to do to learn it? You go figure it out. Do not call me, text me, email me, drop carrier pigeons my way about trying to figure out how to explain the documents. If you stuck on trying if you are confused about it, you go pay them, go find out from them how to do it. Do not, I'm serious, because I spend time trying to explain to people that this is not what we're supposed to do. And many people are stuck and just determined to learn the documents and to be this great notary who can answer questions and guide people and share stuff. Do not call me. Okay. Again, I don't care if you thumbs down the video, you can do whatever you want because I don't want you wasting your time and I don't want to waste my time because if you call me, I'm not going to give you that answer. So you're wasting your time because I got proof that shows that ain't what we're supposed to be doing. If that's what they tell you you should do, then you need to get proof that your state requires you to do that. And if they can't produce that, then you got a decision to make. Do you still spend money with them and to learn that? Or do you figure out what this business is really all about for yourself and execute it from that perspective? That's what it's all about. All right. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Talk to y'all later. Peace.